Hello, this is Richard Reyes from Progphonic for Sonic Perspectives, and today we're talking with Leonard Hintz and David Erzman from Rubber Tea. The band is a quintet hailing from Bremen, Germany, and they just released their debut album titled Infusion. Hello, Leonard and David. Thank you for joining us. How are you guys doing?
Hi. Well, thanks for having us.
Great. You're welcome. Every week I scour the web for new music and was delighted to find your album, Infusion. I think it's a very remarkable album and absolutely love it. It's currently been on my personal playlist for some time. I was wondering, how long did you work on the album, and can you tell us a little bit about what it's about?
Well, we first started recording in 2018, so it's been pretty much 2 years that we worked on the album, and yeah, it was a lot of work, but also a lot of fun, and it consists of seven songs, I think. Yeah. And yeah, these are all our own compositions, of course, and we first started writing them in 2017, and then thought pretty quickly, let's make this into an album. It's got the potential to be a whole album. And so we were very fortunate to get the opportunity to go into a recording studio. Had a lot of great help from really nice people around us, and
we really think that this is a big advantage, because that way we had a lot of opportunities to change things that we didn't like, and to really do it in a way that we are very comfortable and very happy with.
Fantastic. So I really like the band name Rubber Tea, and I always think it's interesting. There's sometimes a story behind how bands come up with their name. How did that come up? Where does that come from?
Well, that's probably quite a funny story. I think we just we used to drink a lot of tea, or even have breakfast in our rehearsal room. And one day, I think a cup of tea or coffee or something just it just stayed there in a on a shelf for a while, and I don't know, it got a bit gooey or something. Like the texture changed quite a bit, and I think it was just a funny. I think it was just a funny name for a band.
I agree. It has a lot of vibrance to it. Very similar to some of the videos that I've seen of you guys on stage. Looks like a lot of fun. That it's a fun name. You're right. So looking at the band credits, I see you are a quintet, and you list a phenomenal number of instruments that you all play, right down to the cowbell, the vocoder, and pots and pans. I really love that. So what can you tell us about the band members, and how did you find each other? And then can you tell us how you describe your music?
Well, currently we are 5 friends. First of all, it's Vanessa, our vocalist, and she also plays saxophone and flute. Then we have Jonas, our guitarist, and David, the bassist, Henry, our drummer, and then there's me, Leonard, the keyboarder and synthesizer player, if you want to. We also added a few guest musicians to our personnel on the album. Those are mostly friends or people we know from university, as some of us study music. We're featuring a cool vibraphone solo on one of the songs, for example, and also a guest saxophone player and a trumpet player. And we really want to make our music very colorful, in a way that there are lots of details to it, and obviously using lots of different instruments really helps doing that. As you can see on the credits, I also use lots of keyboards, a ton of vintage instruments, and I think we just had a lot of fun in the studio trying out as many things as we could. There's also a sitar on it, and what else do we have? I don't know.
It was a ton of instruments. I like to tell my listeners that it was the most extensive list of instruments I think I've ever seen. I mean, there's shaker bells and congos and a guiro. It was just absolutely amazing. So you did have fun with it. Kind of felt like kindergarten, the kids running for the different instruments, right?
Yeah, well, that's about how we felt about it too. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to just like fill in little holes in the record where we thought, well, maybe this instrument would fit in there, and so yeah, that was a lot of fun too.
And it really shows in the music. You mentioned your music being colorful, the artwork on the album, and your merch as well, your shirts and everything else. Fantastic. I mean, it just screams, buy me. This is a great great T-shirt. So who did all that great artwork?
Yeah, that was me. Thank you.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah.
Talented man.
And also not only the cover, but also the booklet features some artwork. And yeah, what I wanted to express with the artwork was basically the same thing that we also want to express with the music, like the feeling that you're lost in a forest, that you don't know, everything is maybe a bit mythical or something, and you look around and everything looks new and exciting, and yeah, that's kind of what we want to express.
Just absolutely very colorful, very alive. I am going to buy a T-shirt, by the way. So let's dig into a few of these tracks. The opening track is called On Misty Mountain. Immediately caught my attention. The vocals are wonderful and the music sublime, truly taking the listener on a journey. What can you tell us about this track?
Yeah, I think journey is a good word for it, because the song expresses like the feelings that you have when you go up onto a mountain, like when you go onto a journey onto a mountain, and you start at the bottom and you see the big mountain in front of you, and you've got that feeling that is expressed by the theme of the song, and then many things happen during the climb of the mountain, and in the end you're at the top and you hear this theme again, and this big, I don't know, do you know good expression?
It's sort of epic, I
think. Epic.
It is an epic. It actually probably is one of the top.
We like to. Yeah,
sorry.
It's probably one of my top tracks on the album.
Yeah, we like to play with like the tools that progressive rock offers, and we use a lot of time signatures. For example, we often change key, and what we think is interesting is to use these tools in a way that you don't really notice them. Like they affect the music, but they are not. Yeah, they're there for the music and not just for the sake of using odd time signatures. So that is what I think is really interesting about the genre of progressive rock, that you have such a large set of tools available.
Yeah, but it's true. In the song On Misty Mountains, you can hear the main theme in, I think, 3 different keys and 2 different time signatures. And I don't know if anyone would have noticed if I hadn't said that right now.
streets are counting out. Darkness turns all motion dead. For life and trees and flowers, the only left emotions red from all that he devoured.
The Traitor was another piece that I thought was very progressive. The song opens up with this suspenseful and building vocals, and then later in the track, the saxophone piece mid-song was, well, absolutely incredible. What's the story behind this piece?
Yeah, the Traitor, it basically tells the story about, or the midsection of the song is about a chase. Chase during a dark forest, and so we had lots of fun adding all these details in the background with lots of percussion, and you can imagine running through a forest, and behind every tree there's, I don't know, some creatures are luring or something. And then of course there's this amazing saxophone solo on top of it. We were really happy about that too. And the section is in 7/4 time signature, which is also a time signature that has a lot of movement to it. So that's the middle part. And of course, what is also cool about the song is something that you might consider the chorus, which has a great brass section in it. And I think we recorded Vanessa about 20 times during for that section, layering herself each time with a new saxophone. And we had lots of fun. And there's also the trumpet featured in that part. So that was great fun recording.
Yeah, that's a standout track.
It was biting cold and the falling snow covered white the path of the street, where a man and his horse pulled a carriage along with his lord and his wife in the seat. She was getting cold in a woman coat, still she missed her home and the heat. But the purpose for which they had come on their way above all has the biggest need. She was waking up from a daydream nap when a fire enlightened the night. The blinding light even took her sight as fireballs opened the fight.
Storm Glass. That's another one I really liked right away. I love the use of the vocoder. The harmonies are used well to create some contrast in the track. Can you tell us what this piece is all about?
Yeah, the piece is basically all about nightmares and, having this, having a lot of confusion in your head. And you can also, there's a section in the song, or a point in the song, where it changes from being really dark and scary to suddenly being very bright and uplifting. So this is how, when you dream, your dreams might jump back and forth very quickly, all the thoughts that you have. And then, of course, it leads onto this cool twin guitar solo in the middle, which is also kind of epic, I think. Going back into the scary section one more time, even more distorted, and ending with a Moog synth solo, I think. Yeah.
The last track on the album is American Dream. Really caught my attention. It has bits of dialogue about and from the current president of the U.S. It's also a great instrumentation piece, weaving a web of some fantastic soundscapes. I like to add that it's another great progressive piece with a real art rock feel. What were you trying to accomplish with this track?
Yeah, it's about the political situation, not only regarding America, but generally the trend that we have in the world right now with like the right wing politics becoming more and more popular. But generally, we would not consider ourselves a political band. That's just something that came naturally, and we felt that this is something that worries us and we care about, and so we felt like we want to make a statement here, and we felt like the instruments support the message.
Yeah, it was a surprise track for me. I really did enjoy it a lot, and I thought it was a piece for the time today that we're living in. So very well done there.
Yeah, it has lots of fun solos, this song. This is what I most like about the song there.
Yeah.
The American dream.
So tell me, what's next for Rubber Tea, and is there anything else you'd like our listeners to know about?
Yeah, well, currently we are working on our new album or on new songs. Well, the whole COVID situation comes in quite handy so that we have a lot of time for ourselves in the rehearsal room, and we can really focus on writing new material, which, as David already said, usually takes up several months for a single song. And yeah, what you can probably look out for in the next months is we're going to release two videos, two live session videos similar to the ones that we already published, and they're both going to feature new songs from the upcoming album, which I'm not sure when it will be ready, but one day it will be ready. And we're working really hard and also really enjoying the process this time in our awesome new rehearsal room. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us today and sharing your music. Let me just say that we are all very excited about your debut entrance into the progressive and art rock scene. I'd like to thank you for joining us today and sharing a sip of Rubber Tea and your new album, Infusion. Congratulations and well done, Learned and David.
Yeah, thank you too.
You can find out more about Rubber Tea by going to the band's Facebook page or the band's website at rubbertea.de. You can purchase their merch on Bandcamp. Now, I really want my listeners to visit the band page. They have some great videos, including an absolutely wonderful rendition of Moonchild by Kim Crimson, as well as some other video of them on stage. Again, that is rubbertea.de. And while you're there, check out their merch. Thank you.